Who's working on these experiments? But you don't have to say names.
No, Joe, here's the thing.
Is it the
obviously
okay, maybe you want to say the government because it paints a broad brush.
I'll tell you. No, you're right. It's dumb to say the government, and the big question is who runs things. That's a smart question.
That's the thing is they. When everybody says they don't want you to know. Do you remember that fucking guy who was ripping people off like weight loss secrets that they don't want you to know?
Kevin
Trudeau, and they put him in jail for that. He's in jail right now because he won't give up the money because he's got a pile of cash somewhere, and he said he would do that. I think they said they would give him
Kevin Trudeau,
time
I think,
off.
is a con man. I've met him a few times. Very manipulative, but I think he has a right to say healthcare cures or natural cures they don't want you to know about.
There are some. But the point is they don't. Look, I have some love in my heart for Kevin Trudeau because he started the international pool tour. He was putting a lot of money into professional pool.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the deal. The OxyContin company, the documents came out, said we're going to totally addict people and then we're going to sell them drugs to get off of it.
Yes.
That's pure freaking evil.
Yes.
So lock
Pure
their
evil.
ass up and then we'll get to Kevin Trudeau later.
I agree with you.
And I'm not even defending Kevin Trudeau because I met with Kevin Trudeau a few times. I didn't know all about him, and it was like he was 100% about him and a one-way freaking street.
Well, I didn't get that experience with him. Me and him just talked about pool. I was doing some stuff with him when he was first starting the pool tour. I came to a couple of his events. But this thing, is like...
You always have a good way of asking questions. Instead of saying who runs it all,
right.
You wait till I do the cliche, the government, and then you correct me. And you're 100% right.
What I'm doing is playing devil's advocate, and I'm also looking at it from the perspective of people.
Actually, 5 hours. I just know Eddie's coming. Let's do another hour and get Eddie in here.
Okay.
Listen, Joe.
You want Eddie to come at 2?
No, not yet.
Do you want him to come at 2 instead of 1:30?
Yeah, whenever you want.
I'm going to text him right now.
Anyways, let me try to be clear here, Joe.
I'm having a good time with you. I just want you to know
Let me
this.
try to be clear. I can't say all of this on air.
Okay, and
I'm going to leave it at that. But I'm on record 20 years ago, before anybody else was talking about the clockwork elves and how the globalists think they're in touch with these entities and things, only because, and I don't want to get, I'm not in the CIA. The CIA is bigger than Coca-Cola. It's like bigger than Walmart. I've never been in an intelligence agency. I've never been a part of any of this stuff. But I had family that was in advanced DARPA research projects that I don't know all the details about. And when I was a kid, my dad told me about some of it, not knowing I'd be a talk show host later. But like when the deputy director of the CIA needed to have a tooth pulled, he came to my dad. Okay. So my dad was like the doctor to, these guys. And I remember sitting around the kitchen table and I'm like 7. He's like, Carol, I can't tell you all about it, but it's a classified program in Maryland at an underground base. And they won't give me all the details, but it's double the money I'm making now. They said it's for national security. But I think it's basically, we're building cyborgs, and we've got special forces that have volunteered so we can infiltrate the Russians and get codes and systems in. I believe it's implanting messages in their teeth, and I also think, as I do implants, I think it's a brain surgery program for microchips. And so I'm hearing, and Carol's like, David, I'm sick of these people, and you've already done so much for the government, and look what they've already done to you, and my brother, you're not going to be, I want you out of this. So this is like, 7, 8 years old, you're hearing about the cyborgs, okay?
Okay.
So that's the kind of stuff that I grew up seeing. And, let's go get your uncle. He's coming off a C-130, Army thing, an Army uniform from Guatemala. There's like armed guys with machine guns. I mean, I don't know, okay? And I don't need to know, okay? The point is that's what I grew up, the type of stuff I saw. And my dad never told me about all this stuff when I was older till it was like 12 years ago, and I was finishing Endgame Blueprint for Global Enslavement. That's free, still online. And it's all about the world government and how the cell phone's watching you, and everything's proven in it. It didn't come true. It was already true. And the plan for one world government and don't have kids and all that, and attack on the family. And we were going to go to a ballet recital for like my, 3-year-old daughter. She's like 14 now or whatever. And they sit down for like an hour and watch the end of the film. It's a 3-hour film. And my mom goes, David, that's not true. He goes, yes, it's all true. When I was in junior in high school, they recruited me into the program there, and they brought us in. They said the Nazis were wrong because they were only targeting certain groups. We're going to target everybody, and it's a planetary breakaway and world government and blah, blah, blah. There's a nuclear reactor under UT and all this other stuff, which later I went and researched is actually true. It's not even hidden. But the point is, it's not that my dad was even that special. My dad was like, scored like the 6th smartest in Texas. And they had a group of less than 10 kids, and they brought them in as juniors in high school and said, we're going to do all this. Like they recruited him because they all wanted to be in NASA. That's why I'm wearing the NASA shirt. So when Eddie gets in here, because Eddie's right, NASA's a big secret group. It's the other side of the breakaway government. There's the CIA breakaway government in 1947, and then there's Kennedy setting up NASA in 1961. So they're two different competing breakaway governments, and those are the real governments in the U.S.
When you say by breakaway governments, what do you mean?
Breakaway governments, breakaway civilizations, it's the real groups that are like the cult. You say, who are they? They're scientist cults who are based on your psychic ability and on your IQ and then on your commitment to the program.